Hi, my name's Katie. I'm going to talk about the video that we watched, Group Therapy for Addictions. I'm going to start with role of relationships. And I'm going to start by saying that I do agree with Dr. Layton when he stated that interpersonal therapy group acts as a social microcosm for improving recovery outcomes. I feel this way because as people work together and get to know one another, they become connected through shared experiences and become a part of each other's lives. The benefits of interpersonal process are developing relationships with people who are different but are going through similar struggles as you in life. As Dr. Layton stated, that an important tool of recovery is developing personal relationships that are not based solely on substance use. As we saw in the vignettes, that a lot of people were not quick to open up, and that as a result of them not opening up in during their time of this disease. So we saw that when they made a connection with one person or they made a connection with a couple of people, that they were able to open up and they felt that group was beneficial. And I think that just shows how strong a support system can be and that it is vital for anybody who's going through anything in life. So next I'm going to be talking about process versus content. As a clinician, I would definitely do a mixture of both of these approaches. I feel that it's important for a clinician to know when to take the lead in a group and when to step back and let the group members take the lead. Um, with with the process approach, I feel that a lot of subject matter that gets brought up wouldn't have been brought up if a clinician was sitting there asking questions to each and every one of them. That just allowing them to see that they are um, able to take control of their own therapy and that they're able to take control of what is being discussed just shows how strong group can be and shows them what works and what doesn't work. But I also believe that, asking questions and getting to know the group members is also a big part of therapy, and that it's important to try and help the group stay on track as well with content. But I do appreciate that Dr. Layton allows the group members to critique the group in the middle of it, and also allows them to see what a successful group looks like and what a not successful group looks like. So yeah, I really do appreciate that. So next, I'm going to be talking about deepening vulnerability. I really did appreciate Jimmy opening up about his mom and what had happened. Um, that I think it took a lot of courage. You could tell that he'd been struggling with it for a while, but then finally felt comfortable enough within the group and that he trusted these group members to share his story. And then once he did that, that some of them felt that they were able to share. And that's where I want to go on to say that I really do appreciate how empathetic the group was towards Jimmy, and didn't judge him and let him know that they did some messed up things during their, this disease and when they were struggling. And I think that just showed him that he's not alone and that it's okay for him to share those kind of things and that he did those kind of things, but it's not what you did, it's how you're going to recover from them. And then I learned from Jax's clinical response. I'm sorry, from Jax's clinical response that it's important to show the group how they help each other and how they do need one another, and how the group is helping with each other's recovery. That it's not just you're not in this alone; we're in it together. So I really did like that. That she asked, like, why did you feel comfortable to share this with this group? And then I think that it showed the group members that wow, it's not I'm affecting other people and we're here for each other. So I did appreciate that. Next, I'm going to be talking about managing judgment. So I believe that the group responded to Brian the way they did because he was victim blaming. He wasn't really taking accountability for his actions. He was blaming it on the alcohol or the girl. And I think that the other group members, when they shared, they were showing remorse. So I think that's why they reacted the way they did towards him. Um, and I think that Brian is still in the denial stage, that he doesn't think he has a disease. So I think that's something that needs to be um, processed on a one-on-one basis with a one-on-one therapy. And also, I noticed that the facilitators did not step in and ask the group members, why they were judging him harder than they were the other group members. And I think that as a facilitator, I would have wanted to discuss this with the group members to show Brian, why they were feeling this way, just so it's not more of like finger pointing and blaming, that he can see that like, oh, okay, so this is why they are coming at me. It's not because they are judging me or they hate me. It's because I'm not taking accountability for my actions. So I think that that's what I would have done differently in that situation. And next, let me talk about the ending ritual. So, as I watched Jimmy's speech, I really liked how he spoke to some of the group members on a one-on-one, especially members who have been second guessing the therapy and pointing out their strengths and the strengths of the whole group. How he said, "I have hope that you all are going to make it." And I think that just gives them hope because they see somebody who's graduating from the program and they're like, wow, if he thinks I can do it, maybe I can do it. And I also like that he spoke directly to somebody who wasn't there as long because, being a part of a group that's been together for a while and then coming in as the new person can be very, what's the word? Can be very timid. And so I think that allowed them to open up. As for myself, I don't have much experience with groups, but I did have a group within my internship. And our ending ritual was we made a postcard and we all wrote a letter to each other. We all wrote on it. And then that way they can keep it forever and look at it when they're having doubts about themselves or when they're just feeling down. They have some a nice little letters that we all wrote to each other. So I think that it's important because, change can be scary. And this can remind them that they can do it and just how strong they are, and shows them how much they've overcome already. So I believe that a ritual is very important. All right, well, thank you so much for listening, and bye, guys.